Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another episode of Spurs Around the World, where we'll be hearing from international fans talking about the game. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Chelsea 4. If you are an international fan and you would like to appear on a future episode, please do send me an email, tottenhamfanchris@gmail.com.
Hi Chris, Trent from Sydney, Australia here. What to say about last night's performance? Other than it's pretty much what we've seen the last few games. Bit of everything. Brilliant start. You know with this Tottenham team this season that if they start with a certain zest and energy that things most of the time are going to end up pretty well. But I just think today, although we did have a brilliant start and it was extremely energetic and two fantastic goals, I've just felt like the current situation that has manifested itself into all these injuries and all these issues off the park just pretty much told us what the end result was going to be. I just don't think these players have enough juice in the tank right now to perform and beat a team that, let's be honest, are playing to a really high level at the moment. You can't take anything away from Chelsea. They've got fantastic players, super deep squad, and today was pretty much in some ways what we expected, but it's very easy to say what we expect with Spurs and what we end up seeing in the end. But today, I had to be honest, I didn't really think that we had the current energy levels to do damage and beat that Chelsea team at the moment. I think interesting to note that the narrative seems to have shifted a little bit away from Ange, and the blame seems to be shifting more on the board and Daniel Levy more specifically. And I think that's right, because Ange has to take his portion of the blame, but there's so many other things going on behind the scenes that I think is really coming out in the wash now. And my only main criticism, I think, at the moment of Ange, from what I'm seeing, is that if his high standards with his training have kept up in this recent period with all the injuries, and he is going full throttle at his training sessions, and which is possibly manifesting into more injuries on the park, I think that's a big no-no, because I think at the moment training pretty much has to reflect tactical side of the game more so than the intense sessions that Ange likes to run. I might be wrong, but just from what I'm seeing on the pitch, it looks to me like these players are just completely out of gas, and let's hope January brings some signings out of the blue. I'm not confident, but I'm hopeful. So yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the game very late last night, Chris, because I'm in Tokyo at the moment in beautiful Japan. Very impressed with this country, but not impressed with Tottenham Hotspur. Underachieving. There's no balance between defence and attack, and at the moment Ange Ball doesn't seem to be working. Either he doesn't have the players to implement that style, or the team just aren't buying into it. I don't know. 2-0 up, you should be putting the game to bed. How many times has that happened with this club over the last 10, 20 years? We're leading and then all of a sudden it goes pear-shaped, and that's what happened yesterday. It's very disappointing. I think the fan base are very down about it, but it's not Daniel Levy's fault. He has given the funds to buy these players, and ultimately it comes down to Ange and his team. And look, we've been patient, and people are running out of patience, and we just need to start winning and to play well. Like, we're able to score, but defensively, letting in 4 goals, and it's just not good enough. So for me at this moment in time, it's a no from me. I think maybe we do need change. I know people want to stay and see what happens for another year or whatever, but I've seen this all before. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. and maybe it's time to move on and get somebody else in. It won't be a popular opinion, I know, amongst the fan base, but look, enough's enough. You know, we have to win these games, and we're way down in the table. That's not Tottenham Hotspur. You need to be in the top four.
Hello, it's Melvin from Malta, discussing the defeat to Chelsea. Tottenham 3, Chelsea 4. I'm fuming inside, to be honest. I'm a bit angry, disappointed, gutted. It's a hard one to take, since, you know, there are London rivals. You never want to lose a London derby, especially in the manner we lost it yesterday. Going 2-0 up, you know, I was happy after 26 minutes. You know, the game was really excited. 2-1 showed a lot of character from, you know, Kulusevski. Great goal from Johnson and Solanke, but I think that's where the positives stop. You know, got it for Romero to be out again with another injury. Very frustrated. You could see how well the team looked in the first 20 minutes with him on the pitch, and the difference that he makes when he's off it. I'm extremely angry. I really don't want this manager to be sacked. I'm still fully behind Ange, and I know there's going to be lots of criticism and pressure put on him, but I feel that pressure should be more put on the board and on Tottenham and on the recruitment. Chris said a lot in the summer how frustrated and he felt that the team was, you know, a bit shy of quality, a bit shy of players, and he was right. He was completely right. And I feel that the squad, you know, still very young. Bergvall, Gray, there's no one on the bench to bring in. I know we have injuries, but the squad is extremely thin, extremely fragile. I mean, we lost one player. We were basically nearly a full team, because Fraser Foster played absolutely brilliantly yesterday. Didn't do much wrong. So we're nearly a full squad, which shows the lack of quality we have. You know, Heung-min Son is not the Heung-min Son we know and love. You know, sadly, he had the opportunity to bring us back into the lead, and he missed it. It's frustrating and sad at the same time. I mean, it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna get even worse, because we're gonna keep playing the same 11, because we have, like I said, a very thin squad, and until January we're gonna have to play the same 11, and Pedro Porro and Udogi look shattered and don't look like the defenders that we know they are. You know, we're not in form at the moment. We're an extremely fragile team. I mean, we got the lead, but we're not capable of hanging on to it. Chelsea, on the other side, are a team that spent 1.2 billion on players, and we're quite the opposite. And until significant investment into the starting 11 and even the bench is made, not much will change. We can sack another manager. You know, Conte, go look at the rant Conte did after Southampton, and it's still relevant today. I feel that we're being let down constantly by the club, and it's not fair, because the match-going fans are the ones that suffer. We are the ones that suffer, the ones that watch at home. Overall, what do I make of the game? It just shows how weak we are. Simple as that. I mean, the work we're doing on the pitch, Postecoglou's attacking philosophy was working, but we're still a weak side. Weak mentally, weak physically, and exhausted in every aspect. I'm exhausted just as a fan. I'm not happy. I want things to change, but they will take time. I still back the manager, back Postecoglou. For the love of God, do not sack this manager. I don't want to go through that again. I want to see this rebuild through this manager. I trust him. I believe in him. Come on, you Spurs.
16 from Denmark here. I thought we played well in the first half an hour, and then we gave all the momentum to Chelsea, who unfortunately won the game 3-4. And hopefully we can win against first Rangers and then Southampton on Sunday next week. Come on, you Spurs.
Afternoon, Gary from England, aka Pick a Mix, from a very cold, depressing England. As a Spurs fan, where'd you start? After the disappointment of Bournemouth, that was a long journey there and back, and then follow it up with a defeat against Chelsea. Listen, look, we jinxed against Chelsea. Any Spurs fan will tell you that. But frustratingly, yesterday, we actually started really, really well. Team-wise, it was great seeing Romero and Van der Ven back. Van der Ven looked great. Romero as well. Started good. Obviously got the goal, which was brilliant. Great work goal. Got the second, even better. And then you're thinking as a Spurs fan, brilliant. We're 2-0 up. Let's try and get a third, all tighten up at the back. Obviously, those things don't happen. Very unlucky in that game, I must say. I thought if we'd have got the third goal, probably would have been enough. It goes 2-1 into the break. Second half, they come out like a different team. Honestly, so depressing from the first to second half. And then, look, I don't like singling out players, but for me, Basuma, I don't know what he was thinking. It's a challenge that doesn't need to be made. And then we fast forward to Sarr. Again, a challenge that doesn't need to be made. And we give away 2 soft penalties that are just avoidable. Yes, we may have still lost the game. We may have got a draw. We may even have won it on the balance, because ultimately Son scores at the end and we win it 3-2. If it weren't for those stupid penalties, I've seen this so many times with Tottenham. Take your pick. It's like looking at Sanchez. It's like looking at Emerson Royale. It's like looking at Dyer. It's just clumsy. Silly, stupid, frustrating. Look, I don't want to make excuses. People will say Kulusevski should have gone, but ultimately that tackle on Sarr, how that's not a sending off, I do not know. It's identical to the Romero challenge last season. So VAR is just a whole nother subject. No consistency, but look, it is what it is. We've lost to Chelsea. We're used to it. We always lose to them, whether they play good or bad, cheat, or don't cheat. It makes no difference. We tend to always lose. We've hardly had any wins off them lately. Very, very annoying. I will say, in comparison to the game against Bournemouth, we was much, much better. It seems like with those little kind of teams that sit deep and defend and play that low block, we've got nothing, no answers. But those sort of teams that are a bit more open and go for it, like Chelsea, Arsenal, City, we do look a lot better. But ultimately we've come away with nothing. We've lost 4-3. And it's a tough one to take, but we just have to go on to the next game now. We've got Rangers away, Southampton Sunday, and we just have to see what we do. But for me, very, very frustrating. I think it's more individual errors that cost us that game. I'm definitely not Levy, Enik out or Ange out. I think you've got to stick with the manager. And I think if it wasn't for bad decisions by Basuma and Sarr, we probably would have won the game, if not got a draw. So ultimately, we've come away with nothing. There was some positives out of the game. Again, some bad decisions from the ref and VAR. And we got nothing. And we lost at home to Chelsea like we normally do. So, yeah, I'm annoyed. I'm frustrated. I'm sick of it on social media, listening to Chelsea fans. Look, I take nothing away from Cole Palmer. I think he's a great player. He really is great. And the confidence to do what he did with that second penalty. I think if it's 0-0, he doesn't do the penalty like that. But listen, it's all ifs and buts. We're our own worst enemy. So I don't think it was so much Chelsea beating us and a masterclass. I think it was us giving them the game. And that's it. Anyway, over and out. And come on, you Spurs.
Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. If you're an international fan and you would like to appear on a future episode, please do send me an email, tottenhamfanchris@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Spurs.